we hear our voice and it sounds completely different, and
They don't like
it
it.
makes us
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't feel uncomfortable because back in the days I wrote some lyrics and hip hop music.
Oh, you used to
Yeah.
be a rapper.
Kinda. I mean, not exact rapper, but so what I was doing is I was writing lyrics. Sometimes I've been doing instrumentals, but I was horrible in it.
Yeah.
But I was rapping, and we had some concerts too. Not like just my crew had concerts. We just signed up for some like open mics, and we were like rapping there
Nice.
with my brother actually.
Wow.
So we created a band. It was called on Russian Rytm Serca, like heartbeat rate, something like that.
Nice.
Very lyric,
I love
stuff.
it.
But we were like singing about like how cool we are, like everything. Because we've been growing up on hip hop from Los Angeles, from it not like LA, New York, like. We've been growing up on Daz Fix, Tupac, Dre, Eminem, all the like LL Cool J, Ja Rule, and bunch of other rappers like Exhibit. So we wanted to be like they are.
Amazing, dude. I
And
really love that.
So yeah, but I don't. Back in the days, I was listening to my voice, and I was like, "Oh my god, what happened with my voice?" But the girls loved it. That was funny. Like my voice was kind of like it stuck it right here. Like I don't talk with my.
Well, what are the
full
possibilities? We get a little preview of like your rapping, of your music and stuff.
friend. I'm rapping. I haven't rapped for so long, man.
But do you remember the lyrics though?
Not really.
No.
I've been writing a lot of lyrics for battles, like online battles, like
Yeah.
audio battles. And like I write down, I put it on mic, like I record it, let it go, and I forgot about it.
Nice.
So, but that was cool. That was my kind of, because at the same time I was a boxer. I was a boxer, and during like preparation and camps and everything, you got so much like, I mean,
Adrenaline,
like
energy.
yeah, like sometimes you got some bad energy, you like feel down kind of, like
Yeah.
and we didn't have that kind of stuff. You going to like mental therapies, or someone like
Okay.
psychology, like psychotherapies, how you call it here?
Yeah, a psychiatrist. I
Psychologist,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that experience there. So like my psychologist was just writing on the paper everything I feel, and just rap it.
Nice.
And that's how I relieve my bad energy.
That's
And
amazing.
then I got back to normal. I'm training, exercising, fighting. So that was pretty cool.
I feel like that's what music is, right? Like all these musicians who sing and rap and stuff. Like I feel like that is a way of them expressing themselves,
Yeah.
and like poetry or like emotions that are going through their lives or
Exactly.
themselves. So
Yeah.
pretty sure it was the best way to release all that.
Yeah, but I wasn't good in it.
Well, you think
So
you weren't
in
good?
writing lyrics, I mean,
Okay.
maybe rapping, I had some style and flow, but like, I even had the dude. He were living in California. He was from Ukraine, and he put my songs to some black dudes in here,
Yeah.
and they were saying like, "Oh my God, this sounds freaking sick, amazing, we love it." But they don't understand what I'm singing,
Yeah,
singing
the
about,
actual
like
language, the
yeah.
dance and
Same with
actual-
our people. I was listening hip hop like from US. I I didn't understood anything. I just loved the vibe and flow and the technique of people rapping here. I was just like, wow.
Nice. It's a form of art,
Yeah.
It's something people love to hear
Yeah,
and experience and witness and stuff like that.
totally.
So English being your second language, where is your homeland?
Third language.
Third language.
Yeah.
Wow, three languages. What
I
are the
mean,
languages you
and
speak?
all three languages I'm better, not
Well-
fully. So I've been growing up in east part of Ukraine, which is more kind of Russian-speaking area.
Okay.
So we're speaking Russian, but we're studying Ukrainian in school, right?
Yeah.
So we could speak both languages, Russian and Ukrainian. If even we don't speak Ukrainian, we can understand Ukrainian. And we like different schools. They had different languages as well. Like French, my school had French language and English, and another school they had English and German.
Okay.
So I was learning actually French and English too, but I was so bad. I'm pretty bad in studying. I good in practical thing.
Yeah.
I can practice a lot and learn something, but to sit down and study,
And
I'm
concentrate.
so bad in it. I can concentrate on doing something,
Yeah.
but not studying.
But it comes down to the way of learning you do, right? Because I myself also I cannot be stationary. But I am sort of a visual learner. So if I see someone doing something, I will learn and absorb more than if I am just sitting in one place, looking at the teacher or watching the teacher just writing on the board. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not what I look for. I look for the
Yeah.
actual action of like, when you're making latte art and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I want to see you pour
Uh-huh.
instead of you just telling me how
How
you
to
pour.
pour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I
yeah, I
see.
mean
Yeah,
it's
all people different.
exactly. But being in Ukraine, so you speak Russian being your main language, and then
Ukrainian.
Ukraine, learning Ukraine,
Yeah.
or
So actually now I speak more Ukrainian than Russian because I have a lot of friends from west part of Ukraine, and most of them speak in Ukrainian. So I want to practice Ukrainian more too, and at the same time I love it. I mean, Ukrainian just sounds more, melodic, kind of like it sounds more like song.
yeah,
It sounds pretty good. So and I love it, and most of my friends here they speak Ukrainian, so I'm trying to be respectful too.
yeah. But wasn't there like a little division of like the whole Russian versus Ukrainian war type of thing?
I mean, it's still happen, it's still going, but I don't really care much about it. It's all about politics. I don't blame people for that. Like, and it's so many people. Everyone thinks in different ways, so you can't tell all of them. You are wrong. You're wrong. You're right. Just everyone right, but in different way. They
Correct.
can do whatever they want to do. They can think whatever they want to think. That's them life. You can
Exactly.
tell. So like, I'm not. I don't blame Russia and Russian people about what happened in Ukraine.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and I don't blame our people about it too. So it's just happened.
Yeah. Well, how,
Politics. It's all about politics and all about kind of strategy and
yeah.
all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I try to avoid politics and religion when it
Yeah,
comes to
it's two
conversations.
hardest things to like. Back in the days, I could talk about it a lot. I mean, I didn't learn both of them, so when I was younger, I can talk about it, even I don't know about it anything.
Yeah.
But I was like fighting, like word fighting with people about like, no, the religion is bad, like they making money of you, blah blah blah. And some people were trying to fight me for that, for real fight. And I realized, you know what, it's not worth it. Like
Yeah.
I will say, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody's
religion is
entitled
cool.
to
I
their
just
opinion
like
too.
don't go to church, and I just don't feel comfortable. I can, if I wanna like ask God or Jesus for something, I will do that at home, quiet
Yes.
in my, next to my bed or whatever.
Yeah.
But
And then
I
for
don't
me,
fight
and
anymore.
for me, it's mostly like no one has really proved which religion is the right one to follow either. So it's like,
Yeah. So
I rather avoid all those conversations.
yeah.
So, but I want to know about you learning a third language, which now is English, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, did you start learning English back in Ukraine, or not until you moved out here?
So in Ukraine, as I said, I was bad in studying and
Yeah.
learning something. I went to school, but when I started do boxing, I switched to boxing more. So I was like skipping school sometimes. My parents didn't knew about it. I was like, except the school, I went to the boxing gym. I had a key from the boxing gym. I was up and training by
Nice.
myself or with my brother. And then I got back home like at time when I supposed to come from school. I eat, sleep, and went to the second workout. For the second training.
Nice.
So I wasn't good in studying, but when I moved from my hometown to other city, it's like central Ukraine called Sumy, and there, like, I went to few classes like English school, and I was learning. I got something from there, but just a little bit. Still, I wasn't that passionate about learning languages because I never thought I'm gonna be here.
Yes.
And then when I came here, first year I didn't learn any English. I was just like trying to pick it up something, talking to people. I wasn't like really shy talking to people too. I was just like all words I knew, I was just throwing to them. And the
Nice.
people who have passion, they can, build
Yeah.
sentences from my words, and they're like, "Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, this is right there, or
Nice.
that's what you're looking is right there." And when I got my first coffee job, that's where I started kind of picking up the language
More.
faster. But I was, man, exhausted. Like, I was so tired after. Like
Yeah.
each my work, like every day at work, I was working hard, trying to remember the recipes and stuff. And plus, I was like losing a lot of energy just to understand what people want and to tell them something, have a conversation as barista. So
Wow.
that was really difficult. After work, I got home. I don't want to talk to anybody. I was just like, okay, I'm sleeping. I fall
You know,
asleep, and
I
next day I work again.
I
So,
understand part of that, because yeah, when I moved from Mexico to here too, I didn't know a word of English, and
wow.
it was challenging. But I was young enough where I was still in school, and
How
I
old are you?
learned. I was 11 years old when I moved out here.
Okay.
So
Young, but still, it was
correct.
challenge.
Yeah, it was half of my life in Mexico, and then when I came out here, I mean, the language was so new.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
didn't know a
Different.
word of English, like you said, and going to classes my first year in school, there was no ESL classes, which is English as a second
Uh-huh.
language.
Yeah, I heard of it.
They didn't have that not until the second year. That's when they had a program like that in my school, and then I enrolled in that, and that's how I was able to understand a little more words,
Wow.
just from learning the alphabet and stuff. But yeah, it's
Dang, man,
it's
it's
I'm
tough.
pretty sure how mentally exhausted that was
And
for you too.
especially for you at school, man. I don't know, like the schools, the being kid in US like school, it's tough.
There's a lot of bullying.
Yeah,
That I
that's
definitely
the
did
problem,
experience
especially
that.
when you don't speak language.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
like I can't even imagine it. How hard was it for to you? You know?
Exactly, dude. But so you say you had no idea or even thought about coming to the United
No,
States,
man. Like,
but you were boxing back in Ukraine.
yeah.
So what was your future like? Like what were you thinking back then when you were boxing and not going to school? What were you thinking your future was gonna be like?
I just loved boxing. I didn't think about my future. I thought I'm gonna do that forever.
Yeah.
Boxing forever till I die.
But how
So
old were you when you were doing all this?
I started when I was 9.
Yeah, so you're very
So
young. Obviously, yeah, we don't have a lot of responsibilities then.
yeah, so I've been going like tournaments, camps, like traveling around like countries. Sometimes I went to Russia, like Kazakhstan, Turkey. I've been traveling. I've been like putting all my time in boxing. So I was learning boxing, and we're trying to be better, 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 and better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't thought I wanna be like, oh, I wanna be the best. I'm best, better than that guy, than that guy. I was just doing my thing,
Yeah.
and I loved it.
So you were
That's
enjoying
it.
it. You
Yeah.
were doing it for fun and
hmm
something that you really.
So I really had fun. Most of the time I went to camps. When I train, I spar, I had fun. For me, it
but
was
but how is getting punched in the face fun?
you getting used to it. So like when you're smart enough and you're sneaky,
Yes.
you don't get that much punches. So like it's kind of
Yeah.
saved your brain too, because like
Did
I
you?
knew some people, they like can talk to the tree,
Yeah.
like to the bench or whatever. Oh, hello. And like you don't see nothing except like tree.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy. But I mean, I understand that you didn't have like a lot of like future plans or like you weren't thinking way ahead of yourself. But because you were doing boxing, did you at one point think that that's what you were gonna do professionally?
I mean, to me, it was professionally, because that
Yeah.
was I was making money of it too. So
nice.
yeah,
There you
I
go.
started making money when I was like pretty young,
Oh,
like
that's
of
really
boxing.
cool.
I got my first. I remember I got my first plastic card, the bank card,
Yes.
and I was like, oh my god, that was like 100 hryvnia, like 100 of our money.
Yes.
It was just too little, but I was like so happy.
Man.
And I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm like, I don't know, even 15 or 14, I already have that card.
Wow.
And I have my own income.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Man.
But again, I wouldn't do anything with that 100 because I was stupid enough to spend that money for bullshit and food and some stuff.
And alcohol. What's the
Yeah,
what's the
alcohol
legal
for sure.
image? What's the legal image to drinking
18?
cocaine? Oh, it's 18.
Dude,
Not
I
bad.
started at 15. Dude, I
That's
started in
funny.
15. I remember the day, man. It was I felt ashamed like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, dude, my mom met me at the door. She didn't realize I'm drunk.
Oh yeah.
But funny thing, I went home, and before that, I went to a grocery shop and I bought bar of chocolate
Okay.
for my mom.
Nice.
So she's not gonna punish me for being drunk. So I brought the chocolate, gave it to her, and I said like, okay, I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep. And I laid down, and usually when you're drunk, you wanna have fun, right?
Exactly.
So what I did, I grabbed my tape player,
Okay.
that we didn't have CD players
The
that time.
cassette player.
Yeah, like tape one. I put the headphones. I turn on again like Tupac or something like that, and I was just listening in my bed. And in one point, I was like trying to turn around just to switch the side, and I switched the side, and I almost fell off from the bed. And my mom were like coming over to me and said,
What's
"Can
wrong?"
you smell it? Can you blow it at me?" Like, I was like, "Damn, I'm fucked." And I was like, she left. She didn't say any word.
Okay.
My sister came over. We are twins. We were born in the same day. She was like, "Can you blow it?" I was like, so like she left. In the morning, I woke up and I asked my sister like, it was smelled pretty bad. Like, did you felt like alcohol? She said like, "Oh yeah." Full room where it smells like alcohol. And I was like, damn, but my mom didn't said anything to me.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
That's how I became alcoholic.
Nah, you're not an alcoholic. But you said you used to sneak to boxing, the boxing gym, instead of going to school. But at some point, your family had to find out that you were doing this, right?
Yeah, because my sister we've been studying in same class.
Yes.
I would tell my sister, I'm not going to school. I'm going to gym. Tell the teacher I'm sick or whatever. So, yeah, my sister was doing job for me. Sure, talking, sure, getting all that like.
How did your mom and dad ultimately take it?
So
when you
my
weren't going
dad
to
was
school?
totally fine with that because at the beginning he didn't trust that I was his son. I mean, I'm just joking. But when I went to boxing, because before the boxing, I was going to art school. I was painting, creating this stuff with my hands. I was pretty good in it too. And my mom was paying money for that. So I dropped the school, actual school, and I dropped that art school too. Even my mom were paying money like for 6 months, and I didn't showed up there. So um, my mom realized when I'm not going anywhere except boxing gym. When the teacher from the art school, she asked her like, "Where is the Bogdan? You keep paying, he's not showing up." And then we got a trouble, all of us. Me, my brother who brought me to the gym, and my father who protect me from all. Because after I went to the boxing gym, he said like, "This is my son, like
Nice.
this is my boy, boxer."
Proud of that, huh?
Yeah. So we all got trouble. Our mom didn't speak to any of us for like next year probably. Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, I would be upset too.
She got super mad, like, and I understood that. Like now, I understood how stupid we are.
But at the moment we're doing all that, we're enjoying it.
It's
So we
part
don't
of
think
our
about
lives,
that,
like experience. We are learning. So yeah, dude, mom was pissed, but I tell them, you know what? I love boxing. I don't really enjoy at school.
Yes.
So I
Plus,
finished 9 classes though. I finished it and then I switched to I don't know how you will call it here. It's like gymnasium or whatever. It's just another school but a little different.
Yeah.
And I didn't went there too. So I was just fighting for that school and bringing points, and they were like putting me. So that's how it works in
Wait,
Ukraine.
so school had boxing also?
Not really, but if you're an athlete, you do like on high level, like you go into national championships and you're like international tournaments, European, world. Then you bring points to your school. Any sport can bring like
Nice.
any athletes. But the thing difference between U.S. and Ukraine, where that our athletes don't have to study. Some of them they were study and like exercising, doing sports, but most of them no. Like
Okay.
even me, I didn't study. I was just doing my thing and bringing points to uh, school, and they were putting me like good numbers. Like
Nice.
five, five, five. We have like that system, 5 bells, then 5 points, then we switch to 10 point system.
Amazing. Well, since you say your brother is the one that used to take you to the gym, I mean, and you were already making money, was he also a boxer?
Yeah, that's why he brought me to the gym after 1 month he were training. He were like, "Oh, Bogdan, do you want to go with me to the gym?" I was like, why? So like, "Oh, I will show you how I beat other people." He were like kind of very proud of himself punching other people. And he said like, "Oh, you will look how I'm punching other people." I said like, "Okay." And I came to the gym, and dude, I fall in love in it because there's so many people. The coach was pretty impressive. And when I sat on the bench, I was like watching the training. I was like this. He were like, "What's up? Do you like it?" So like, "Oh yeah." "Do you want to train?" I said like, "Yeah." "Okay, come tomorrow." And next day I've been at the gym.
Nice.
I had all my art school stuff.
Yeah.
I brought like
And
shoes
was your
and
brother
shorts.
making money at that time too from boxing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah, because he's 5 years older than me, and he started a little later. I mean, he were 14 that time. I was 9, but he been pretty good. So like he got that too.
Nice.
I mean, there wasn't good money to like help a lot to our family, but it was good money just to have some pocket money.
Exactly. I mean, at
Yeah.
that age, yeah, any money
Yeah,
is good.
is money. Yeah,
But
exactly.
since you already had like what looks to be a career in boxing, which is a really well paid sport, how did you guys make the decision to move out here to the United States?
So my brother actually after so he won world championship in 2011, and he got a license for Olympic Games in 2012 in London. So when he went to Olympic Games, he became bronze medalist of Olympic Games in London. And after that, because he had passion like turn pro and sign up the contract and make money, be famous. So he signed up the contract with manager here. He brought him here to LA. They fought like couple fights, then they found promotion, so they signed up with promoter. And yeah, that was his dream. He was dreaming about it, and he got here.
You made it
Same with
happen.
Olympic Games. I never dreamed about Olympic Games or professional. I was just loving boxing.
Yes.
I wouldn't care about tournaments. Like I was winning like national championship. I didn't care about it too much. I was like just, oh, I won another one. I'm good. It's cool. But I just love that. Like the feeling, that the thing, the process made me happy.
Yes.
I won. Yeah, of course. If I lose, I was
Upset.
pretty. I fell down
Yeah.
for a while. But if I win, I didn't feel like, oh, I'm the champion. I felt like, okay, this is another one. I need to go for more forward and win another. So
Like that.
yeah.
So now you just have to win.
And then my brother actually helps me to come here.
Nice.
So
So did he bring you alone or did he bring the whole family?
no, just I mean he came here with wife too. He brought the
Okay.
wife, yeah,
Nice.
and yeah, I got here third.
So your mom and dad are still back in Ukraine?
Yeah. So they live separately. They divorced. So my mom lives in Ukrainian city, and my father lives in it's Russia now. So our hometown, which was Ukraine before, is Russia.
Belongs to Russia now.
Yeah, kind of. They have money, flags, passports, but they don't call themselves as Russia. I
Okay.
think.
I see.
Yeah, that's the other thing about all situation in Ukraine.
Yeah, but even though they're not together anymore, I mean, have you talked to them and see and express how proud they are of like how far you guys have come?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I spoke to my mom. I didn't talk to my dad, but I talked to my mom. Maybe she's proud, but she definitely miss us.
Yes.
She would love to see us more often at home. Just be together or whatever. Yeah, I think for parents is the best. Yeah, maybe they are happy for us, but at the same time, it's pretty painful for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
sad to
they're
have.
like they don't have anyone there now. So my
Uh,
dad is, I mean, my sister lives there with kids, but still, like, it's
so
not the same as
your sister
before.
brought grandkids since you guys can't go there.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
That's good. I mean,
I
at
mean,
least
no, my brother going time to time, like once a year,
okay,
sometimes
that's nice.
once in 2 years, but I haven't been there for 6 years already.
Yeah,
At hometown, I haven't been for like 10 years, maybe.
amazing. Before we keep going, I just want to do a shout out to
Yeah,
you because you've been an amazing host. Brew me some coffee, which is really good, roasted and brew the coffee, which is really delicious.
just this morning. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And not just that, but you have Topo Chico, which
Yeah,
they're not sponsoring this, but if they
no.
were, it's amazing because I
Yeah.
love sparkling water.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. You've been amazing, man. I mean, you're a Olympic champion, a national champion.
Not Olympic champion. I
No.
even didn't went to Olympic Games. So yeah, I tried, but I couldn't. I couldn't make it. So now, yeah, just
but
national,
but the
world,
fact that you
European.
made it there, dude. I mean, it's quite an amazing, accomplishment. I mean, that
You
just
even spar with me once.
yeah, you're super fast,
Yeah,
bro.
if
Like,
you
I
have
mean,
that
honestly,
video, put it on
I will put a video
in
where
between
I
interview.
look very crappy
between-
trying to hit you, and all you're in sandals, and then you're just like moving from one place to another. First, you're fast. Second, your reflexes are amazing. So
Still amazing.
I mean,
right?
it shows the fact that you made it to nationals. Uh, but why aren't you doing that anymore?
I mean, I'm in Los Angeles, man. Like, the life is tough, right? We have to work. So when I moved here, I had a bunch of injuries. So like, it was kind of tough to me get into professional because there is a lot of workout, and the fight is one thing, but the camp is the other thing. You have to prepare yourself for the fight. And every time I'm at the gym, I'm training. When I'm training hard, and I used to train hard, um, everything starts hurt so much. Like my muscles is fine, but like my nerves and stuff. So like I decide just like let it
Take it
go.
easy.
Yeah, because I injured too much.
Yeah.
So my hands, my legs.
But are those
just,
injuries just from like wear of like as age comes and stuff,
yeah, just
or
stupid
things that
exercising.
or
Like,
things that can be avoided?
uh, it's when you do that professionally, it can be avoided. Like
Can't.
you anyway will get some
Yeah.
trouble. Like some people they pretty good in recovery. Like we wasn't. Like I started since at 9. When you sweat, when you don't get enough vitamins, enough food, like you just lose your vitamins. You watch like calcium and stuff like that, so your bones getting bad, like your joints getting bad. When you're young, you don't feel that,
Yeah.
but once you get older, you feel all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, boxing for years has been very exciting to watch. I started watching at a young age because of my grandpa. I didn't really watch it a lot myself, but then now that I'm here, I watch it a lot more. From all these professional boxers. There's just so much excitement when like they're avoiding punches, they're punching back, and then someone's getting knocked down. It's like we as spectators enjoy that, but like you said, there's a lot of injuries with that, right?
Mhm.
There's people that die from getting hit in the head and stuff.
Especially in the last 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, one of the main boxers that I've been following lately, which is actually from Ukraine, and he's very popular.
Yeah.
He's at a different level. Like from the Matrix. They say, right?
Let me guess who is it, right? Let me
Obviously,
guess.
you know
Yeah,
that
yeah, I know Lomachenko.
Lomachenko,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It's like how. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure he grew up very similar to how you grew up in Ukraine.
Yeah, he grew up in different area, like close to Odessa, like is a small city near Odessa. So I went to Odessa for national championship. I was young, pretty young for that tournament. So I was like 14, but that was like 15, 16 years old dudes. And in my weight class, there was so many people, so they decided to make two groups. One group A, group B. In A group was Lomachenko.
Wow.
In B group was me. And we both became champions in the same tournament, same weight class, but different groups.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, and when I was watching him, I saw him first time that time, and I was like, damn, this guy, he were doing insane stuff, like hitting his shoes, punching, like doing like archery stuff, like just insane thing, you know. And I was like, wow, if I will fight this guy, I probably will get trouble, you know. So and then after that, I saw him on other like tournaments, like he won world, like European Championship,
Because
World
you and him
Championship.
are pretty much the same age, I think, right?
2 years difference. He's
2 years?
88, I'm 90. Yeah. And
Dude.
then I actually, when I turned man boxing, we've been just spar a lot with him because we've been at the same team and we were pretty much at the same weight class.
So you sparred with him?
Yeah, a lot, man, a lot.
Dude, Bogdan, like, why aren't you? Why? I mean, you said it. You know, it's the body wear that the reason why you're not doing it anymore. But you could have definitely been like a professional boxer by now, right?
I could, but I'm not. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is reality. But the thing I was sparring him doesn't tell I was like amazing, you know.
Yeah.
But I got first. I remember I got first spar with him. It was my first camp with the men team. I was pretty new. I just got there like on my own, you know, and we had like 10 people in weight class, so we supposed to switch during training with each other, like spar with each other, right?
Okay.
Like, but the thing is, everyone knows Lomachenko, and I was like, okay, and he was like, okay, let's spar with you. First round we spar. I was good because I still have full of energy, you know. First round we spar, I was good. Then I'm trying to switch. Everyone already switched with each other, and we spar again. Second round. Okay, I'm fine. Second round, I still can handle it. Third round, again, everyone just switch around each other, and like third round again with Lomachenko. And I getting tired. Like his endurance is insane. Like he can
Yeah.
breeze like 12, 20 rounds, whatever. I was just getting tired. So like I remember I just didn't spar at that day with him like maybe 1 or 2 rounds. Other rounds I were doing with him. I was just like, I mean, to me it was a lot of experience, of course. But the thing is how other fighters avoid him. It was
Yes.
like just insane. I was like the youngest one and just like
Everybody
spar
was
with him.
just
Yeah.
scared of
Yeah.
getting punched.
That's why I was beating most of those people like on
God.
the competitions and even on
Because you train with the
trainings.
best, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that's what it takes.
So I have to be thankful.
Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I know now you're not fighting for a belt, but
Mhm.
you are now fighting for a world championship
Mhm.
title, but in the
Yeah.
coffee world now.
It is slaughtered, right? Same as you.
We are back after
Okay,
a
so
little coffee break.
Okay, now it's coffee break. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do something
Listen,
cool. I don't know.
ASMR.
I'm done. Oh my god, it was so sexy, man. Yeah. Woo! Woo!
Now imagine.
Oh my god, coffee is love.
Yeah.
Yes, the god of love.
I'm just gonna crop that little part, and I'm gonna raise the volume so you can hear it better. you
Yeah.
know? And then just send that to you so you can hear it
Oh,
every
yeah.
morning. That'll be like
Just
your
okay.
alarm.
Yeah. That's cool.
Actually, the other day, you know how we want to create content?
Mm-hmm.
So the other night, 2 nights ago, I was thinking, and I have a notebook, so I was writing ideas, and that's the one thing that came into my mind. Like, I want to record something where all I record is just sounds, ASMR for coffee, and that includes at the coffee shop. You know, from grinding to a chair moving, you know,
Uh-huh.
people talking. Then that what you just did, where you
Yeah.
pour liquid. One where all you're doing is
Sipping.
just slurping. You know, things like that.
Yeah. I have a goosebumps.
From what?
Okay.
From the
From
slurping?
that, yeah. That's how I love coffee. Okay, let's
One more
be
time.
quiet for one more time. Wow.
Okay.
Do you like it also?
So
Same as me or not really?
I took a sip. I like
Okay.
it. I took a sip.
Okay.
And
Shush.
and we just gotta tell the public that Bogdan roasted this coffee.
Uh-huh.
You know, Bogdan brewed this coffee. So he brewed it this morning. I mean, you roasted.
I roasted this morning, yeah.
So it's like really fresh coffee. But let's hear your reactions and your expressions on the first sip of this cup. I want to hear it.
You will hear true, man.
I want to hear.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're gonna be the hardest critic of your own coffee.
So the first coffee was Costa Rica Terrazzo White Honey process. I developed a little bit more it can be roasted like in that way I did, but usually I go for a little lighter roast to save more notes, the general notes from the bean. I don't want to burn it and caramelize it a lot. So, but this morning it came out like this, so I can't do anything with it anymore, So
wait, so this one's different, right? This one's Colombia.
Mm-hmm. This is Colombia Patrones. Like Gary Potter said, like Patronos something, whatever.
Yeah, Harry Potter, yeah.
Yeah. Colombia Patrones. Wash process. And
But actually, the word, it's a Spanish word, so it's patrones.
Patrones. I can pronounce that.
Which means like the boss.
I know patron is boss. Patrones is many bosses.
Yeah.
Bosses.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the farm Patrones. Pretty cool name. I like it.
The boss's farm.
The tasting notes should be cherry, milk chocolate, syrupy body, but I don't know.
Well, what do you think? Have you taken the first sip yet?
Okay, let's do that. Let me move my chair. Okay. Smells bad. That's the always problem. It's very like heavy body.
It is very heavy body. Yep. It is definitely. If you were to just let me taste the coffee and ask me to guess what kind of coffee it is, I would have guessed it. Indo-Pacific.
Because they go a little bit darker, right?
Yeah.
But I can tell, feel cherry. Let it cool down a little bit. So the first sip, it gets a lot of chocolate and cocoa nib.
A lot of it.
Like just a lot. It's kind of like, I know tobacco is not, but it tastes like tobacco a little bit.
A little bit.
But then at the back notes, you can feel sweet cherry, like dried cherry, a little bit. Yep. Definitely, this coffee can be roasted like this for espresso, or maybe for people who likes more sweet and chocolatey coffee than acidic and fruity.
True.
So if I would roast it a little bit less, like 10 or 15 seconds less, it will be like really nice, balanced coffee. Yep. But at the same time, it's not bad. Not
bad at all.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy body.
It reminds me of diner coffee though.
Diner coffee?
Yeah.
Haven't had it.
A diner coffee? It's just like black coffee that's pretty heavy body.
Okay, yeah.
Like at a Denny's or a.
But it's better, right?
But it's better.
In few days, it's gonna get a little more complex.
Sure,
yeah, same with Costa Rica. So I'm glad with that.
Yeah, going back to when I fell in love with latte art, and this was back in 2013. So I myself, but I didn't get into coffee till recently.
Why? And how come?
Because it was never something that I noticed before, right? So I started working as a busboy. The guy that comes and cleans the tables, helps the servers take waters and all that stuff, So that was my first job. My first job was always restaurant. And it has always been restaurant. So the hospitality business is where I've been into because that's where my dad has always been. So that's sort of like the introduction to anything I ever knew at that time. So being a dishwasher, being a busboy, I also did dishwashing. I did expediting, which is the guy that only takes the food to your table.
Okay.
And then worked my way up to being a server. The only thing I didn't try was being a cook because I knew how much work it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to go back there, and it's too hot and all that. So I was like, I don't want to do that.
But still, hear your stories like you're starting from the bottom.
Yeah, dude. So
now we're here.
So coffee was never in my sight.
I think it's my question. When did you first try your first cup of coffee?
That was actually, it was in Mexico. Yeah. So
how old you were?
I was probably like, from what I remember and I can recall, I was probably like 4 years old.
Whoa. Yeah. Dang, man.
In Mexico, there was
4 years old, you got coffee.
Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised here to see kids. Sometimes I see like I remember one Korean lady. She came over to the coffee shop. She had like two grown kids, like not all one, like I don't know, 6, 7 years old, and one just a like small kind of baby. And she ordered like Americano, put over an espresso. An espresso she gave to the little one, and I was like, wait, can I serve it to you
Yeah.
actually? Like, because I don't know the rules about
Yeah.
it, and I saw like she came with kids there. More people might come for the coffee because I didn't expect like showed up for kids black coffee and the young. I saw like, oh, for them, Brian is not really good thing. I
Yeah.
tried my coffee when I was 19.
Yeah, I mean,
First coffee.
I guess there is some type of chemical imbalance that happens that it's not necessarily good for
Mm-hmm.
kids for their growth. I think,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not bad either.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
it's
Coca-Cola has some
some
stuff.
type of
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, as far as I remember, but our coffee was never black. It was the whole
Okay.
café de olla, but it always had some type of milk.
Café de olla is a milk on the top, right?
Correct. So and then like my grandma would put cinnamon, a shit ton of sugar. So
So
it
it
was
was
it
a
was never I
milky
never
sweet
really
drink.
I never taste I guess I never disliked that coffee because it was never bitter.
Okay.
So he never pushed me away. But like I said, we always dip our bread in there too. So by the time the
I have
sweet
bread.
bread,
Do you wanna?
no, I'm okay
No,
right now. Yeah,
I have it just in case.
I went to a groundwork that was close to me, which was the one in Venice, which is the original groundwork,
The first one.
the first one.
Okay, I've never
And
been there.
so that's the one on Rose and Seventh. Um, so I went in there, I walk in there, and I remember seeing the baristas. One was sweeping, the other one was behind the bar, and then I walk in there and I was like, hey, like, I want to know if you guys are hiring. And he's like, oh, well, the manager actually here. Let me talk to him. And then he came out and gave me an application, and I filled out the application. And then right then and then he sat down with me, and then I told him like things I was doing, where I was working, but never in coffee. So I had no clue. Like, I knew how to do like a heart by then, but I didn't know anything about extractions, dialing in, or
Yeah.
coffee notes, nothing like that. I didn't even know there was alternative milks, man.
That's how you're good, bro.
Yeah. So I told him that, and he said, "Okay, well, yeah. I mean, you have experience in the restaurant industry. We need people that just know how to deal with people." And so he gave me a chance. And what I love about groundwork is their whole training before you even start working at the store. So like going to their home office, learning about the different blends. The original coffee, the varietals, and all that stuff. That was mind blowing for
And
me.
they have a lot of choices. I mean, they have a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was mind blowing for me, dude. And that's when I was like, okay, there's more to this,
Mhm.
And that's when I fell in love with it. And yeah, ever since, I loved how different of a service it is, but it's also still very social.
Mhm.
And then I fell in love with the whole art part of it. And for me, it's mostly latte art.
Mhm.
That's what attracts me the most. So it was about trying to pour the best thing I can, but there was never really anyone to teach me how.
Mhm.
So everything I learned was pretty much by myself. And not till recently at my current job right now, which is
Yeah.
Renati's, now I have someone who has a little more knowledge, in the milk texture,
Espresso extraction.
espresso extractions, and all that. So yeah, there's this little details that I did not know before that have definitely improved my pouring a little bit. I'm still not the best, but I
Totally.
am still getting there. So I'm going on.
Yeah,
on
but you
2,
just
3
started
years.
2018. I mean, it's not a while ago, so there's a lot of to learn. Like
To focus on
yeah.
just coffee. Yeah, it's very new. So
That's cool.
what about you?
Oh man, the year when I got into latte art, it was 2016. End of 2016, I first saw really good latte art because there was a Anaheim coffee fest, and there was a bunch of like crazy latte artists from all over the world. So I got my first job in 2016 at the beginning, and yeah, I was like learning how to pull shots, how to steam milk, how to do latte art, but the simple one. But then when I went to we went with my crew, we went to Anaheim. We had a booth as lab coffee roasters. We have a booth there, so we're like brewing coffee, talking to people, And there was one Korean dude came over from Korea. His name is Wooden Temper. You might know him.
I think yeah.
Yeah. So he were competing, and my boss he were tell. So they were friends with him, and my boss were telling like, oh, let's go watch Wooden Temper competing. We went there, dude. I was so impressed with work people did there. I was just like, wow. There was another guy who won that competition, Noba, I think. He's from Australia.
No, I don't remember.
He were doing like Rosetta, but kind of flow like tulip Rosetta. So he was doing one pour,
Okay.
stop, and he were doing Rosetta inside tulip kind
Got
of.
it.
So and he pulled back and did heart at the back. So that was his signature art for that competition, and he were doing that every time better and better and better. I think Wooden Temper lost to him. He got second or third place that time. But after that, I was like, whoa, latte art. That's how it looks like. I was just like, my mind was blown. And I got back to coffee shop. I didn't start producing latte art right after. I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, they were cool. They were cool. I want to do the same. But I didn't know how to start do that.
Yeah.
So in 2017, there was Portland Coffee Fest, and Wounded Temper were coming there. We met with him.
Nice.
So, and my boss and he were telling like, okay, you want to go to Portland, you have to sign up, send the pictures, and try to make into bracket. I signed up, took pictures, send it. I didn't pass because it was bad, and they said, oh, you also can go and try to do sign up for the list, waiting list.
Yeah.
If somebody not showing up, you can compete. What I did, I bought tickets to Portland. I flew there. I went to the convention center in the morning, and I was on the waiting list. I was number 13 or 12. There was another dude from New York we just met recently. His name is Ivan. Kaigo Cafe.
Yeah.
Do you know those guys?
I think I know Kaigo, but
Yeah, so he owns one of the owners of Kaigo, and he signed up and I signed up, and we've been watching competition, waiting maybe like we can get chance to compete, but there was like everybody were showing up. Like first like 32 competitors showed up, and the next half of the bracket was like almost empty. So in the end we already gave up like on competing, and was like, okay, maybe next time let's just hang out. And Ivan heard his name and I heard my name, and we were like walking around like just somewhere, and he heard his name and he was like, oh my God, they calling me, and he started running. Like then they calling me, I started running. So when we compete with him,
you
we
competed
just
against them.
yeah, and I lost him.
Wow.
I poured the pretty bad one. So after that, I started like practicing more. I started like paying attention to my shots, to my milk. But still, next competition in Denver, I lost it too. I was practicing in my machine, like in Black Eagle, and I was practicing with our espresso and milk, and there was totally different game. I lost it too. So I competed. But the most probably best part of it, I start. So when I got into Lotto, when I got passion for that, I started going to the events in LA, like Lotto throwdowns. Sometimes I went to cuppings and roasting events, not like competitions. The roasters just brought together. They roast coffee, like they cup together. So I just started going to every event I found on all over the internet, like Instagram, Facebook. I was just going there, just showing up. I didn't knew anyone. My English was poor. I was just like showing up and just like acting like I'm want to learn something. And
You definitely.
I want to learn something. That's why I'm there. And time after time, when I came to a new event, like people, oh, I saw you before. Where you work? Like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm working there. So I kind of start meeting people, making friends, and through throwdowns and those like coffee events, I met a lot of people and made a lot of friends.
Which brings me to the fact that I actually met you through latte art throwdowns.
Totally.
at the local coffee shops. You know, because here's the one thing that caught my attention, right? You said you were going in there learning because you were just getting into it. But in my eyes, when I first saw you, because you always had your camera in your hand and you were always recording, taking pictures,
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, this guy's probably a photographer. And then I didn't compete in the first one. I saw you compete, but I saw you pour, and I was like, whoa, like this guy is good. Like I want to know who the hell this guy is. So I was just like, A, he's a photographer. B, he works for coffee somewhere. And I think little by little, I started talking to you because you started talking to some of the other guys that I was sort of like talking to also, like James
Yeah.
and all these other guys. So little by little, I started talking to you, and then I found out you were from Ukraine. I had a coworker who's from Ukraine, so then I told him that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, who's this guy?" And so
Yeah, you also have podcasts with him too. If you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
haven't watched it, watch it.
Yeah, it's Marco
yeah.
Asiliuk, so he's definitely in one of the episodes. But like I said, for me, it was also going to those events because I used to work 2 jobs. I never really had free time to attend the events. The
Yeah.
latte arts that were always happening at night.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started working at Groundwork, and then I started working only mornings there, and then I decided that I'm only gonna keep Groundwork as my primary job. And I was able to have that time in the afternoons to attend the coffee shops. But even then, I felt intimidated. I was scared. So I was nervous. I was scared. I was like, I don't fit in. But I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. So I finally made it to one, but I didn't compete. I was just there to see what was going on. But it was so exciting.
Which one was it? Do you remember?
The very first throwdown I went to, and I made it late to, was the one at Alana's Coffee.
I think Saad
won that
that
one,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my first time seeing Saad and you. Actually,
Was it?
we didn't spoke that time.
Yeah.
Even to Saad, I think I spoke to him. I saw him before, but that was the second time or something.
Yeah, I
we
didn't know
started talking to him.
anyone, man.
I
didn't
thought
talk
he's
to
like
anyone.
Armenian dude speaking Russian, and I was like, "Oh, do you speak Russian also?" So like, no, man. That was funny, man.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, no, same reaction. For me, I was scared. I didn't know anyone, so I was just there by myself, and I was very hyped by everything that was happening. But I was also sad because I was not part of it.
Yeah,
because I wanted to be
you
pointed.
couldn't make it.
But if I was so new to it that I didn't want to sign up. I didn't
Yeah.
anything because I'm like, I can't compete with these guys. But little by little, yeah. I remember my first throwdown, which was at Clatch Coffee, one of their new coffee places they were opening.
Oh, I remember that one. I competed there too.
And I think that was the one after Sod had won the one at Alana's, because I
Yeah.
remember seeing Sod there, and that's how I started talking to him, because I
Uh-huh.
was like, oh, dude, like you did great.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Are you competing?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it'll be my first one, so I don't know. Like, I'm nervous." He's like, "It's okay, man. Everybody gets nervous." But I was seeing him as like, "Whoa, like he won the last one." Like, man, like what can I expect? And he won with
Yeah.
what was it? Oat milk, I think.
Yeah, that was like
Or almond milk.
almond all over.
Yeah, and then
Like,
this one's gonna be with whole milk. So I was like, man, he's probably gonna like win again.
who won that time? Because I
I don't
remember I
remember.
was competing with the guy and I did really nice symmetric tulip. Just did good job, and the
Yeah.
guy poured like something unsymmetric, melted like latte, and he won that round. And I was
That
like,
was
oh,
crazy,
really?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, for me, my first experience was I went up there. They called my name, and I was so nervous. So I go and I steam my milk, and I aerated way too much. I'm freaking nervous, and I'm trying to like get rid of like the bubbles.
Uh-huh.
And then I go and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna pour something. And at that time, I feel like I was trying to pour a swan, but I hold my cup and I go and pour my milk, and the hand that was holding the cup was so shaky, dude. And then once I was at the
Yes.
top to get ready to pour my design, my right hand starts shaking, and it was just a mess.
Yeah,
Like
it is normal feeling.
Yeah, I overflowed my cup, spilled, made a mess. And
Yeah. Actually, that night the judges wants us pour front of judges.
yeah,
Yeah, because we were
Yeah.
going to the judges table, and it's
Correct.
like so much pressure for barista, especially if you knew one. You never pour the front
Yeah.
of the people or judges. You just like it's too much energy, too much
Exactly.
adrenaline.
So Alana's was your first time?
No, no,
No.
no. I had like bunch of them before, dude.
Okay.
I went. So the problem is back in the days I was working like 24 and 7 almost. I had
Yeah.
like two coffee shops, food truck. I've been working like since 6 a.m. I opened a coffee shop at 6 a.m. I work till 6, go to other coffee shop, work 7 till 10:30, and then after that I were going to food truck.
Okay.
And I got back home, and sometimes I had like other jobs, so it's kind of too much. So I had no. Every time I saw that throwdown, I was like, oh, I'm working that time. Oh, I'm working that time. So I couldn't make it for a while. And then when I took some time off and I start like finishing my job like at 4 p.m., I could make to some throwdowns.
Yeah.
Some throwdowns were too far, so I was going mostly like local ones, like downtown, uh, Chinatown, or like I went to one throwdown in Coffee Hall, Chinatown, when they
Yeah.
were there. That one I lost to Matt from Intelligentsia.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw like I did actually Nobu style. I was practicing that like
Got it.
bass and Rosetta inside the bass, and it was uneven, but was good definition,
Nice.
but not even too foamy. But Matt made pretty nice symmetrical tulip. Oh my god, I still remember. I still had that photo on. I have it on my computer. That was like he killed me. But next round he lost. And I
Wow.
was like, oh my god, you can be so good in first round and so bad in
Yeah.
second round.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all about pressure and like your focus. If you focus enough, you can figure out your milk. You
Yeah.
you like stay focused for the lottery. Most of the time, I would come and just have fun. Not I wasn't focused. When I was focused in lottery is like when I start winning lottery
Nice.
competitions. I mean, yeah, I got skill. I got a lot better with pouring, but at the same time, I got focused. Like I was like, I'm here to win. No mistakes, just because every time I was losing, like I was losing because of me.
Yeah.
I can tell like, oh, judges let someone win, but yeah, that was me. I can do better job, and I knew I can do better job.
Nice. Well, what is the one thing you can tell someone that felt the way I felt
Like scared.
about going to this competitions? Like, if you have a friend who says like, "Oh, well, I want to go, but I don't feel like I pour up to your level or something like that."
Dude,
What's like
so
good advice you could give
when
them?
I went, all I was doing at the beginning, I was practicing with water at home. I had my cup and my pitcher was water. Every time I were practicing just like with water, imagining what I'm pouring.
Yeah.
So I saw, oh, before I go to throw down, I have to learn how. But if you will be good in your coffee shop, but you don't go throw downs, it doesn't mean you're gonna be good there because it's totally different experience. So I was like, you know what? I will go there and try it just for fun. Because again, because maybe I were competing back in the days in boxing, it I felt some confidence. I mean, it was different. I had so much pressure every time I went to stage. My palms start sweating. Like I'm just like I were nervous so much. I was
Yeah.
just by myself, no support, no friends. I was nervous a lot. My first times, oh my god, I was just like super nervous. I had shaking hands, sweaty face, sweaty palms. Even my foot were sweating. Like I was just it, I felt like it was much more pressure than I'm going to the fight.
Nice. How long have you been in LA now? I mean, and what is it that you're looking for out of LA?
So I'm here since 2015, beginning of
2015.
2015. Yeah. So it's like 5 years, a little over 5 years.
And all this time you've worked in coffee, or what was your first job here in LA?
Coffee.
Coffee, really?
Yeah. In general, my first regular job in my life, except boxing, is coffee.
Where was this?
So, dude, so I've been roasting. I started roasting my own coffee because I ran out of money. I had pretty low amount of money, so I said like, what can I do to drink coffee, but at the same time don't spend too much money. And I found on Google like you can roast your coffee, how to roast your coffee at home, and they say, oh, you can roast it on pan or inside oven. I was like, okay. So I bought that sheet for baking, made holes in it. Went to so I've been traveling around the city and trying different espressos like coffees around the city. And Three Tops coffee shop on that day were for me. Lab Coffee Roasters, Andante, and Demitase. Three
Nice.
roasters who were doing like really good job for espresso to me that time. And I was like pretty European style, you know. And I was like, oh my god, that's good. And I came to Lab one day and I saw they have like green beans for sale, I guess. And I was like asking barista, like, oh, can you sell me like 100 grams?
Mm.
And she asked boss, and he said like, okay, yeah, send. Like, I paid for 100 grams, but he put a little more. So I got home, I roasted, and then I keep returning buying green beans. I was buying like some sick Panama beans too. That was like amazing. But the thing is, in oven, I was baking it, not roasting. But
Yeah.
still, to me, that was best coffee in the world because I made it from the beginning, kinda, you know. And one day, the owner of lab he asked me, "What are you doing with that coffee? What are you buying for?" So like, "Oh, I'm roasting coffee at home." So like, "Oh, really? Can you bring some uh, coffee for testing?" They're like, "Yeah, we'll bring you next time." I brought it, and he said like, "Okay, so it's roasted outside, but inside is still like
Green.
green. Yeah, so you have to preheat the oven more before you put it, like heat it hot on higher temperature, and then put the beans in and roast a little more time. So you will roast it better. You will develop beans. So that's what I did for the next time, and it came out for sure better than my first time because
Yeah.
before it was like taste like cookie, you know, like peanut flavor, but still it was amazing to me because there was Panama, man.
Yeah.
Uh, and I brought him one more time. He said like, okay, it's better, but still you can do a better job. I mean, it's hard in oven, but you can probably try the pan. So I will keep roasting it. One day we had Ukrainian picnic organized by one girl on Facebook, and she were looking for any help, you know, like the main thing about it, like we bring together like Ukrainian people, like everyone brings food and drinks they want to drink, and I texted to her like, oh, I can bring my coffee. She said like, okay, yeah. So my brother and sister-in-law they made me a gift as a French press. Oh, not
Nice.
French press, Aeropress.
Oh, dope.
And I was like trying because before I was using plastic V60 kind of, not V60 but plastic cup for brewing,
Yeah.
the cheapest one for $1. And when I got this Aeropress exactly like same time before that event, so I had less $20 in my pocket, and I was like, okay, and I got actually a job, moving company. And next morning I was supposed to go moving company for work like at 5 or 6 a.m. or to the event. I had last $20, opportunity to make money in moving
Moving. Yeah.
or just go to the event and have fun. So I went to Armenian store, I bought light roast coffee, I got home, developed a little more on the pan, just roast it, make it a little darker. Um, I bought water, and I put some money I paid for gas for my car, my
Yeah.
brother's car. So I had phone, but I had no connection. So I had no navigation, nothing. The event were in Marina Del Rey in Barton Chase Park. I drove from here to Marina without navigation. I checked it home through Wi-Fi. By using Wi-Fi, I checked that how to get there, the turns, street names. So I got there safe. I brought my kettle, water, AirPress, and coffee. And 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. I was just doing coffee there for people. That was like I had no like clue about coffee at all, but I was making it and people were talking to me all the time. Oh, can I have some coffee? Oh yeah, sure. I was making it and people were looking at it and they just like, what is that? They never seen that
Yeah.
before because most of them from Ukraine. What is that? How you brew that? What? Most people they saw it. I'm the coffee guy,
The
the prefer.
expert, huh?
That was my first time ever like making coffee from somebody else. After that, coffee is gone. So like I kind of like keep roasting at home, brewing at home. I didn't thought I'm gonna work in coffee. And one day the guy from lab asked me, uh, "Do you want to work in coffee? Like, do you want to be barista?" I said like I don't know. So like okay. And time were flying, and I was like, okay, I need to make some money because like I have no money. I need to find a job. I need to do something. And then I spoke to him if he has any upper like positions. He said like I don't have any right now, but I will looking for maybe my friends will need barista, beginning, so they can teach you and blah blah blah. So okay, and I forget about it.
Yeah.
And one day he called, like he tell to my brother because my brother went to coffee shop for coffee, and he said like, "Oh, where is your brother? Did he find a job or something?" He said like, "No." Okay, tell him come over and talk to me. So I came over and he said like, "Okay, I can give you like 1 day a week, 2 hours, just volunteer. We will just teach you. You will help our barista, and he will teach you how to make coffee." And that's how I got into coffee. So I was doing every Wednesday, like 8 to 10:30. I was like making, like 8 to 10 mostly. I did closing shifts. Like
Yeah.
just 8 to 10. I was like helping to lead barista at lab. Edward, he's like my friend and my main teacher. He's the first who like I learned from. So yeah, that's, and at the same time, like after that, when I got my work authorization, like I got first job in the coffee shop in West Hollywood. So I was just practicing in them shop, learning like how to make coffee. And then when I got job, I was keep practicing there, but was working in the other coffee shop and making like coffee. Like I was like full time barista there.
Wow.
So like I started working like five or 6 days a week, dude. It was too much. I was like I had no clue about coffee and English language, man. I was just like, oh my. So another job, how I get the first one, I came over and boss asked me, the owner asked me, oh, can you make cappuccino? And at the same time, I was learning how to make cappuccino, latte. And I made cappuccino. He said, okay, can you make latte? So like, okay, I made a latte. Next question was, can you start working right now? I was like, okay.
Wow, dude, that's nice.
Yeah, that's how I got my first job. But my first teachers were lab, and then after that, I got work at lab when they got position, and I started working there.
Yeah.
Not practicing like for a couple hours a day, but still that couple hours like a week were like a lot to me, dude. It's opened up my eyes like to coffee a lot, but still
Amazing.
I had a lot of to learn.
Yeah. You now follow your passions a little more. Because you're a very creative person, you know?
Yeah, I think it's because of art school when I was 6. So my art school was 6 to 9, and boxing from 9 till even now. Like
Yeah.
I'm still like teaching people boxing. I didn't have a lot of passion to do that because you have your pride when you're an athlete.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to be a coach, but that's the only one thing what can like one you can make right now. You can
Yeah.
fight. So like just what I want to do right now is just share my experience.
Correct.
Like the things I know, just share it with other people. You can
But
put it
you
there.
yourself, as a creative artist, you also started a YouTube channel.
Yeah, but it didn't went good, so I just like I mean I didn't make it well too.
Well, it's not gone yet. I mean, you
No,
just
no, no.
haven't dedicated that much time to it.
Yeah, I just like
still
let
there.
it go. Yeah, it's still there. The first I start shooting, like I tried to make as one of our friends. He does his channel Marcelo.
Yeah.
He were doing coffee vlog, and I was like, okay, maybe I should try that too. Just to try it,
Yeah.
just to see like if I can make it. And I made it. It came out not
It's
bad.
good. It's really
Yeah,
good videos.
I just put like weird filter on it. I'm not supposed to do that, but anyways, then I started shooting some coffee. I was like, maybe I should share some recipe, but at the same time, I don't want to teach people and tell them what to do. Like, cause any coffee you guys make, like, it's just best cup of coffee. You don't mess with it. It's just like all coffee is good. It's just different preference.
Yeah. Going back to the actual YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like part of you not feeling motivated is the fact that you can't go and sit down at a coffee shop, or you can't go to your coffee shop and show everything you're doing, right?
Not really. Didn't tell you I don't want to continue. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to do that. I just bought a waterproof case from my GoPro as I started surfing a months ago. So the other thing about LA, when I came over here, I didn't knew about city at all. I know hip hop artists back in the days. Uh, I knew music here, right? Like
Yeah.
all this. I thought like, oh, welcome to LA. It's still like pretty cool place, ghetto, and all this stuff. But when I came here, it's like very not fancy, but it's kind of weird. It was weird. I was like, what the heck is that? It's like,
It's not how that you saw it on TV,
yeah,
probably.
and it seems like huge village. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like city at all. It's just huge hot village with lots of homeless people. Uh, so I don't know, and I saw like I actually brought skateboard with me, so I had two skateboards, and I was using it just for transportation. I
Yeah.
can't do tricks. I was afraid of making tricks. I didn't grow up with skateboard. You know, how you call that? Not in skateboard environment. Even in Ukraine, we had some skateboarders, but not as much as here. The
Yeah.
population here is way bigger, so the kids they start skating like from young age. Same as surfing, everything they do from young age. In Ukraine, all we had is boxing, wrestling. If you're dancing, you're weird. Only even break dance was weird. Like you can get a punch in your face if you're break dancer.
Yeah.
Like b boy. Uh, but yeah, uh, I love watching surfing. I love girls with surfboards. Like that's what I was thinking about. I saw all
Yeah.
those pictures with girls with surfboards and dudes with surfboards, and I was like, oh my god, they surfing, amazing. I want to do that too. But when I came here and I live in Hollywood, I was like, dude, ocean too far. I was finding an excuse. I'm working too much. Ocean is too far. Blah blah blah. And only right now is quarantine. My first part of quarantine, I was cleaning my apartment. You can see it's kind of clean, right?
Very clean.
Yeah, dude. I've been like every single morning. All I did is wake up. I never stretched before. Now, when quarantine started, I started stretch out, doing some exercises, clean up my apartment, find the spots which is not clean and clean them out. So I was cleaning a lot, throw away a lot of trash stuff. Then the other part where I start making coffee because I miss job, so I don't want to get
Yeah.
bad in it. So I was like roasting, brewing, different. You can see like have some like Aeropress, I have Jazva, I have different with 60s and shit like that. So I was doing that, and then months ago, because my friends going surfing, they live next to the beach, and they were like, yo, come over for surfing. And I was actually afraid because they already surf for so long and they catching waves, and I was like, dude, I'm like athlete, but I can catch the wave. I don't know like if I'm good in it. So I was kind of like you before throwdowns, I
Yeah.
was the same. I was like, when my friend asked me to come over, I was kind of like, maybe I will tell like I can't, but I can. I have time, and I was like, okay, I will come. And then I was maybe I'm not sure go there, because my skill is zero, so I can ride. And then I show up and I fall in love with it. Even I didn't surf. I did like Bailey surfing, just
Yeah.
like laying on the board. I didn't catch any waves. I was just like observing ocean. There was sunset time, so I was like watching sunset. I was like watching dolphins like moving around. Like I was just like, wow.
Fell in love with that.
Yeah, this is not the surfing is just not about catching waves. It's just about being in water and see the water, like observe all the things and
Yeah.
understand the waves, wind, and all this stuff. So after that, every time they go surf, I were asking them, "Are you going surfing today? Are you going surfing tomorrow? Are you going surf?" So whenever they went surfing, like they text me, and I was driving all the way to the beach, and they had an extra wetsuit, an extra board, so I can borrow it. Then I bought my own sweatsuit, the used one, and now I had a bunch of boards in my home. So in 1 month, I feel like definitely people get better in 1 month, like better than me. But at the same time, I switched to shortboard right now. I'm not super good in it, but still I'm getting there. Like I keep practicing, keep
Yeah.
understanding, all that
That's nice,
stuff.
dude. I mean, it's nice that you found something new, something you love, and
Yeah.
something to kill time with, and admire the beautiful scenery of what the world has to offer. You know.
Yeah, and actually, like with ocean and all that, I love nature. So
Yeah.
like every time I go beach, I just turn around. I don't see people behind. I just look to the ocean and
Yeah.
sky and
That's
sun.
your Zen moment.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing,
Yeah.
and I love it. Like 1 month already, and I'm still love it.
Nice. And do you document any of this stuff?
Yeah, no. So
Yeah.
that's what.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's why I bought GoPro.
Yeah.
I actually I don't want to post it on my Instagram any surfing stuff because I love it, and you know what I realized? I don't want to show people what I'm doing, like the things I love. I don't want to show them.
Why
Like
not? I mean,
like with coffee. I mean, everything I start showing people, like I'm losing my passion. I don't know why, because maybe I don't get enough feedback. It's kind of like mental things. Maybe if I don't get enough feedback from that what I'm doing, like if people not interested
it's
in
not
it.
rewarding for you.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm probably don't want to do that. Same with YouTube, like it's not gets a lot of views. Like it's some videos has like 300, 200 views at the beginning, and it's to me it's a little. But some people they have like 5 views or
And it's
10 views.
that's how I started. I mean, that's what I see right now. Like I
And to
see,
me, 300 is nothing. I'm seeing like other YouTubers, they get like millions or 3 millions in freaking 3 hours.
but
And
they've
I'm
been
just,
doing it for a longer
yeah,
time.
yeah, I
You know?
understand that. So, but at the same time, I'm like, all quarantine, I was shooting in my apartment, just like coffee and stuff. Or,
Okay, but where can people see some of these videos and maybe they can give you some comments or feedback, whether they
maybe,
like it or not?
yeah, but
Well, tell the
I don't
camera.
even,
Tell the camera where can they find you?
oh, YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they find you?
Bogdan Zaram. Bogdan Zaram. Daram.
Yeah. And then
Bogdan.
Instagram, how do they find you on Instagram?
Botyuk. Botyuk. On like YouTube, Bogdantheram.
And on Instagram?
Should I repeat it? Bogdantheram. And the Instagram Botyuk. Boom. Done. So yeah. But I would love to record surfing, but I got even like those clips, on the board you can put it. And I still don't know, like, I feel like, oh, I don't surf good enough to record it.
Yeah.
I always kind of like, same with Latar. Oh, I was not good enough to record it. But you're never good enough to record it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the one reason why, or how I feel about this right now, right? Which is the podcast. Right now, it's like, at the beginning, I was like, man, I don't have subscribers. I don't have the right tools. I don't have a microphone. I don't have anything. How am I gonna do this? Like, I'm not ready. But then thinking that I was never gonna start. So one day I said, you know what? Forget it. I don't care how crap it is. I'm gonna put my stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's frustrating even on Instagram when you post something and then you go and look at the likes. You go and look at it's like, fuck, like I spent time on this. And
totally. That's actually other thing about all social media nowadays. People watching views and likes.
yeah.
And that's, like in our school, we got points, right, for what we're doing. And sometimes we got that like bad description from the teacher, like, oh, he didn't learn this, and he's pretty bad in that, with red pencil. And you read this and it's kind of negative, right?
Yeah.
And most people, they got those feelings like, oh, I'm not good in this, and they getting close, like they not that open anymore. Like every time, like teachers and like at school, they put in us like kind of bad things, but nobody see the good things. Like, let's see, oh, he came in right time to school today, like this is positive, like you doing good. But don't tell him like you late. If you late, okay, you good, come over, you here, at least you here. If you late, at least you here, you came for get some knowledge.
And I just feel like you gotta be a little more patient with like growing your channel and stuff, because
Definitely
I'm being patient, but I do get frustrated sometimes because it's like, fuck, like I spent time editing this, no one's commenting, no one's liking,
even recording it.
no one's sharing, And
They think about it. I think it's hard to find what people want to see. You know, it's hard to
yeah,
get attention from people.
exactly.
Even with my channel, I have likes, a lot of likes, no dislikes yet. It means like people who wants to support me, they watching it.
Yeah,
Other people, they don't care. If they watch it, they don't put anything. You
yeah.
know, like I will be happy for dislike, like, bad comment, good comment, anything. But people like from Ukraine, they're not. Um, we're not kind of not even passionate, but like it's not our, how to say that. Uh, they don't waste the time on comments. They don't want to write the comments. You know, there is a lot of bunch idiots who write only bad
Yeah.
comments. But like if your video is not popular, nobody gonna like write anything.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's challenging, and like I said, we always live with that. Also, of like we want to see those comments. We
Hmm.
want those likes.
Yeah, but for what? So for me, even 300 views, like I remember I posted my first video, it was like 100 views, and I was like, oh my god, 100 views. Back in the days, just imagine it. No, you can show to your friends, close friends, like
Yeah.
5 people, maybe 10 people will
But
watch it.
here's the other thing. You're getting 300 views. I am not getting 300 views.
But that's all about. So I record few videos. We call it Palaskaj Gorla, like throw, rinse your throw, you know. But you have to play music like that,
Yeah.
and the other person have to guess what song, what artist,
it.
or what song of that. And we were doing on Russian with my brother and my sister-in-law, uh, and they were sharing the links too on them accounts, so that's why it's got a lot of views. My
Yeah.
coffee views is 100 views, 80 views, 60 views, not that much, but again, comparing to like 360 views is nothing.
Yeah.
So it's all about, I think, people, and they think, what are you doing? Like, I think that think what I did, it wasn't like interesting for people. They don't
It
care.
was,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it comes down to the categories, right? Entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
education.
Yeah.
What are the other ones? I don't even know what the other ones are. But obviously, if they're not getting anything in return, and that's when,
Yeah. Entertainment, education. There is another one, right?
yeah,
There was another one. What was it?
trendy stuff.
Trendy. Yeah. The education, trendy stuff, and what you said.
But yeah, dude, I mean, it's hard, it's challenging, but I feel like we're both creating something that, I mean, for me personally, I don't hope to like have 1 million subscribers,
Mhm.
right? I'm not really looking for that. But just like you found surfing during this quarantine, I found how
YouTube.
much I enjoy having these conversations with people, Like I really truly enjoy being here, like you having me over, brewing a cup of coffee for me, drinking some water.
Yeah.
Everything we've been sharing.
Yeah. That's the.
It's what I personally love, and for me that's more than satisfying, because I am doing something that I am passionate about and I am enjoying it right now.
Yeah. Also, you're shooting videos, so that's what
Yeah.
you have passion for.
Yeah, and I really want to learn how to get better at editing and stuff. So, that's sort of
Yeah.
like what I've been doing during this quarantine, just like you've been doing with your surfing.
Whole quarantine, you've been doing editing and.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, looking forward to see how much we can grow this.
Yeah,
And-
man. I don't know. I don't know if I will like return to my channel. Will be do that? Maybe I should find some ideas what I wanted to shoot. You know, like everything I do right now, it is
But what
like,
about just blogging and showing
I don't know. I
showing
don't.
back home, like, hey guys, like,
Oh, that's the problem. I don't want to do this shit. You know, like most of our people, they should kind of like, oh, look at this. I'm in LA. That's how I got a job. That's how I got my papers done. You know, like that's how I meet my girlfriend. That's how I go shopping in LA. You know, like it's all about kind of showing to our people. And yeah, back in home, like people watching it. But when I was moving here, I didn't watch any shit. Like I don't care about it because everyone has their own experience. I don't want to show people how I struggle with that. I don't want to show people like and
I
tell
feel
like,
like-
oh, you should do this.
Yeah.
The days are changing, everything is changing, like, and everyone has different experience with moving to other countries or
Nice.
coming to other countries.
All right, people. We have gone for a long time
Oh,
in this
yeah.
discussion. We're gonna give you guys a break, but if anything, just find Bogdan on his YouTube channel and share some comments. Motivate him so maybe he continue his channel, or just drop a like on his Instagram stories or post, right?
Yeah.
But you can always maybe find him on the west side surfing. I don't know exactly which beach he goes to, but you'll probably find him on the west side.
Yeah.
So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and go follow Bogdan.
Oh, gracias.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do it.
and same to Juan. I mean, he has all the social media, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook?
I don't have Facebook.
Oh, I have Facebook also. You can find me on Facebook. I don't post any shit on Instagram right now. Like,
Yeah.
pretty barely, like, sometimes. So I decided to keep coffee page there right now.
Nice.
So I don't want to share any of my stuff like I'm doing like out of coffee. So
Yeah.
if it's comes to coffee, I will post it. That's why like my life is not coffee nowadays, so I don't post a lot of stuff. So it's might be
Keeping
not
your
interesting.
personal life private, huh?
Yeah. So and on YouTube, I don't know. I don't share. That's why I don't want to vlogging. I don't want to show the way how I live, and
Yeah.
and most of my moments I love and enjoy with my moments. I never shoot it. Like every time I go like to watch sunrise or sunset, I just watch sunrise or sunset. I don't care about my camera. I can take picture and just watch it and put it in my phone on the side. Because like I don't like to. I would love to share that moment with my mom or my family, but I don't want to share it with anyone nowadays
Yeah.
because I feel like it's not what makes me happy.
Okay. Well, one of these days, maybe you'll change your
Yeah,
mind.
maybe
Until then,
every day, like
until then,
every day we
just-
change the mind.
Until then, if you want to see something about roasting or coffee, his Instagram. So, all right, Bogdan, to that camera, say goodbye.
Well, goodbye, guys. Was nice talking to you, Juan. It's
Sir, thank
my
you for the
pleasure.
coffee.
Thank
It
you
was
for
awesome.
coming over and just like doing the thing for people, for yourself. Pretty much you do it for me, for you, and for your friends. It's not for probably lots of people, but I mean, I'm enjoying with that. Like, it was pretty cool.
I mean, ideally, it's getting.
It all looks very professional, all this setup. You can check it out. It's just like, I'm impressed. Dude, I'm
it's really
impressed.
good.
It's not, feels like you have passion to do this, you
Yeah,
know?
it's really nice. I enjoy it. So we'll see how far we can go.
Also, I don't know if the people will be interested, but what I want to say to you guys, me and Juan were talking about doing some vlogging, like going coffee shops and shooting how they doing and surviving during quarantine nowadays. Like, cause you all see those posts and stuff from Instagram, like how coffee shops looks inside, outside, and like how fancy everything. But nowadays changed, and we have a lot of friends working in the coffee shop, so we probably might have some access to the coffee shop, and we can show how the coffee shop's working and stuff going on right now with quarantine.
That's very true.
Like, cause not much people working right now. The teams are pretty limited, like cut it half at least. Some people just owners been working on the bar for 6 months. So if you interested in this kind of vlogging, write a comment below, or just tell Juan if you want to see that. We will do that for sure, because
Exactly, that's very true.
I have passion to do something like that. I don't want to shoot myself on camera all the time and telling people, oh, look at this, I'm in LA doing shit, I'm fancy, I'm good, I'm cool, better than you or better than somebody else.
He'll be behind the scenes controlling the camera.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely try to do some coffee crawling and
that's what I have passion now, just like to show people like places in LA where you can go and what you can get from quarantine, from coffee shop, during quarantine.
Nice. All right, Bogdan, one more time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Mir.